Hi everyone, Spectrum Economics here again. You're probably expecting my next post to be the results of Challenge 3, but knowing what I'm like, I had to get back into the spreadsheet again, because I was thinking that Challenge 3 seemed to be, quite successful. It seemed to be quite an interesting one that I was thinking of maybe actually almost like making a regular challenge out of it, But I couldn't do it in the existing form because well, I had to basically, recreate it every time, we had a new commodity or new prices or new distributions and stuff like that. So I kind of went back to the drawing board in terms of how to produce a triangle distribution using an Excel spreadsheet. And to be honest with you, it wasn't that difficult once I got my head around what I was doing. I haven't built models in, quite a while now. It's been like well over a year. And if, you guys are familiar with my career, you could know that I've built actually lots and lots of economic models over like the last 10 years, some of them fairly sophisticated models and all that. This model here, it's a very simple model really. It's just focused on calculating a random value basically from a triangle distribution. So as you know, if you've got a triangle distribution, you need to have a minimum, a maximum and a mode. So I'm going to show you here is this very simple model, and one that hopefully I'm actually going to be able to use for future challenges, and it'll be very easy. So if I enter in the new prices, I just enter it into these three fields here. So let's just give this a whirl, shall we? So what should we say the minimum is? Let's go with 23. I have a maximum of, should we go with 65? Give it quite a nice wide distribution here. And we'll go with a mode of, let's try a high mode, shall we? Let's give it a 58. How about that? Here we go, 58. And what I've got down here is I got the answer to how many decimal places. So if we're dealing with small numbers, you might want to have more decimal places potentially. If you're dealing with very large numbers, then decimal places become quite tedious. So for this case, we've got 2. I think we'll probably keep it at 2 because we're only looking at how many, 4 significant figures, right? So let's see how this works. A little test. There we go. That falls between our 23 and 65. So here we go again. So generally we should be seeing higher numbers again closer to the mode. Just to show you how it's working. Yeah, here we are. These numbers all look quite nice and high, don't they? Yep. Cool. How about if I was to reduce the mode, for example, put it down to like 25. Completely opposite. We should see now much lower numbers. Here we go. There we go. Look at that. That's it. That's easily working. So you guys are probably wondering how I constructed this thing. I'll just quickly show you. I'll show you what it looks like to 3 decimal places just to let you know how that's working out. Again, you get numbers that are a little bit long here, but potentially though you could go to 3 if you wanted to. But yeah, here we go. Oh, a high one there. Let's see the unusual. But yeah, you see the concentration of the values are all going to be somewhat near the mode as you would expect. So I reckon this probably works well enough for me to do future contests. Just very short contests. So basically I'll do what I did with the challenge, but I won't ask you to go into all the details. And what I'll do is basically give you, again, maybe several cities or towns, and you go there and select the price of a commodity. And then you buy that commodity, and 7 days later you go and sell it elsewhere. And that would be, again, we'd use what we've got, this minimum, maximum, and triangle distribution. And what I'll probably do this time is I'll make it a little bit more chance. So I'd actually have wider distributions. So that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for people to actually get the correct answer. Because in theory, you may have possibly like 8 or 9 possible answers that are actually going to give you the highest return. So it kind of makes it just a little bit more fun, you know what I mean? And again, people who are more familiar with this sort of thing would have a better chance of winning, but there'd be no guarantee. I still have to figure out how, if I want to split winnings, if people have the same answers. I'll probably do what I'm currently doing now with my puzzle contest. So whoever, let's say, selects, I don't know, you buy something from town A, let's say you buy eggs from town A, and you sell the eggs at town X, for example, and there's like got a whole load of people that are doing that. And then it'd be the first person who made that prediction would then win. So if you've got a tie in terms of revenue, and that's, like I said, that is similar to what I'm currently doing with my puzzle contest. So have something like that. I didn't do that with the challenges this time because it's a lot more elaborate, so people can't copy, if you know what I mean. You're going to have posts that are going to be very different, and the logic could be very different to getting the very same answer. So I think that would work quite nicely, and it'd be something simple to do. I think it'd be fairly unique, and it could be quite fun. Before I go, just a quick show you. I've got a tab down here, what it kind of looks like a little bit behind the scenes. So it's very simple. It's just one sheet. And basically we're just working off of like, what, 300 iterations here. So it calculates very, very quickly. So it's not like I'm using At-Risk, so I'm familiar with that, or any of these other tools that have to actually go through the process. So it's an instant calculation. And triangle distribution, the formula is very, very simple. So it's quite easy to do. Now, I kind of like it in the sense, I feel it's somewhat realistic. It isn't that far off a normal distribution, if you know what I mean. And there's more flexibility because you can move the mode around, which you don't have that with the normal distribution. I think PERT's probably generally a superior distribution in my opinion anyway. But that, again, that is a lot more complicated to actually come up with a spreadsheet. So for the purpose of just fun and games like we're going to be doing, I feel quite happy using this triangle distribution. And yeah, hopefully we'll come up with some contests. I'm not sure when I'll be starting this sort of thing up, but it's something I just thought of when I was doing the challenge. You know, this could be quite cool, and you know, it seems like there's quite a bit of interest. But I couldn't do it with the current setup, so I needed a work sheet that would actually work better with that. So I can actually call this a model now. I've even got my own spectrum colors on there. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys, and yeah, I will have the results for Challenge 3 out in like about 24 hours time. So sorry, sometimes I just get caught up in the things I'm doing, but yeah. Anyway, if you're watching this video for the first time, I have several other videos. I've got them on DTube as well as YouTube, and I've also got all of my content on Steemit. So you can go to my Steemit account and just have a look through. And recently I've got these what I call library posts. So in those 2 posts, it basically contains all the content I've done so far. So you don't have to search all the way to the bottom. It can take forever, especially if you know your computer isn't particularly fast. You just go scroll. And this is all grouped together as well. So go to those library page posts that I got, and feel free to have a look through my content if you're interested. I do run quite a lot of contests as well. So I've got my meme contest, I've got my puzzle contest. I'm still running with the challenge contest. So I say, interested? Go check me out on Steemit. Okay, thank you guys, and thanks for watching.